as our usual, like I've been saying the past two pods, fantasy football. So who are the go-to QBs this edition? We did wide receivers and running backs the last two editions. So who are the go-to QBs?
Or I'll let you go.
I mean, every year it's kind of uh, a flexible thing to talk about. I have always been very much I'm going to go in the draft and I'm going to hold out on the first four-ish quarterbacks to go off the board. I don't want to be overpaying for a quarterback. I feel like there's a lot of variables that go into every season. So, although I do like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, those are the type of guys I'm letting go earlier because typically people will gamble on their quarterback early. I'm not one of those guys. I prefer to have a balanced quarterback and a balanced tight end. So I say usually around that 5 to 10 mark, you're going to run into guys like a Joe Burrow, who would be really fun with Jamar Chase. He may even be a top end guy if his team can stay healthy. I guess that's my number one right now. But I mean, you look across the league, there's going to be plenty of options. And I mean, I guess if I had to go with one right now, it'd be Joe Burrow, just to kind of have like in terms of where you're going to get the best value and not going to pick someone up too early. I think that's the top guy.
Since you said the guys to go for, I'm going to tell you not to go for. Do not pick Patrick Mahomes. He's not a fantasy quarterback anymore, unless he has an explosive wide receiver, which he does not have anymore. And his tight end is also kind of washed. He's with Taylor Swift now, so that is partially why. Um, Baker Mayfield is somebody that I would maybe consider, but he was kind of wishy washy last year because of the injuries that occurred on his team. So maybe this year, if his team is able to stay healthy, Baker Mayfield might be a kind of a sleeper. Now, Bo Nix, I don't know. This is one player that is just like, what do you do? You know, if you have Bo Nix ready for you on the fantasy draft board, do you pick him over other guys like Kyler Murray or Brock Purdy, or assuming that these other top quarterbacks are taken? Who, like Bo Nix? Do you take him over JJ McCarthy? Do you take him over Jordan Love, Drake May, Dak
I do.
Prescott? Do you take Bo Nix over any of those guys? Because their offense isn't really pass centric. It's really run centric if you really want to think about it. Because they have Cortland Sutton. They have other wide receivers that I'm sure are good, but are they going to produce? I have Evan Ingram now. That may help a little bit with Bo Nix's production. But that's just one player that I would maybe, unless you have to, maybe steer away from, because we really don't know what's going to happen with them. I'd rather have a running quarterback I mean, he can run a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like he's just, it's a little scary to pick someone with their sophomore year like that. Unless you're Jaden Daniels, I guess, but even then, still a little scary because you don't know what to expect in a second year. We haven't seen the consistent play. But one other quarterback I probably steer away from is JJ McCarthy. I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, be real here. It's just I love him. He's a Michigan kid, and Harbaugh coached him. He's going to be a great quarterback. We'll see, but he was his talent kind of revolved around that O line that was in Michigan, and this is a different O line. This is a different league, so I would kind of steer away from him unless you have him as a backup quarterback, and maybe later in the year you can get a sleeper out of him because maybe he starts playing out of his mind. So those are the quarterbacks I'd kind of stay away from for now. But you kind of nailed it on the who you should go for. But Jalen, I want to hear your thoughts. Who do you think you should go for quarterback?
Bo Nix isn't a bad option. He had almost 4,000 yards last year. I'd say he's not on the tier where like Josh Allen and Jackson and Jalen Hurts and Daniels are, or even Burrow. But I would definitely steer away from Patrick Mahomes. Um, I would look at also. You can look at a Justin Herbert. His production is going to rise this year because now he got his wide receiver back.
I hope so.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see another, fantasy outbreak again. He did throw for 4,000 yards last year, and he only had really one true wide receiver that he was really targeting a lot. So imagine he got Keenan Allen. They're gonna have a lot more red zone opportunities. So I think that he might be someone to look at. Dak Prescott.
I think Dak is a good one. I think Dak is a very sleeper pick. If
he's always been a good fantasy quarterback because he throws the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
he doesn't have Mike McCarthy anymore. That's the issue. So I don't know what's going to happen with that offense. It's very new now.
Well, both him and Herbert both have a really high floor, and I think at least in fantasy, and I think that's why they could be valuable. They're both going to put up at least 3,500 yards if they stay healthy, and they're both going to be able to at least. I know Justin Herbert's going to be able to run a little bit. He's going to, as we had talked before the podcast, he's going to need a little bit more help from his receiving core and just getting their hands on the ball. And I mean, you can say it in other places. Green Bay, you look at that first preseason game, it was like, holy moly, what's going on there?
Gosh. So many.
It's just drop after drop after drop, and I like Malik Heath. I love him. He's just a firecracker, and he gets plays going. He gets people excited. He might have lost his. He might be in the practice squad after that, unfortunately, just with the amount of wide receivers the Packers have. Obviously, they're going through a little bit of a shakeup with so many injuries right now. They're bringing in guys like Quan Baker and just some people who've kind of milled around the league. But once everybody's healthy, it's going to be hard to find your spot and get your catches if you're someone who's trying to itch for more playing time, especially if you're at the point where you're dropping in the preseason. But just quickly to go back to Bo Nix, that's another guy where, as you said, is kind of a question mark. And well, I'm really high on him as a football player. He's very, very technically sound. I remember watching him play last season against the Packers and just thinking that he was just crisp. He was smooth. It wasn't anything flashy, but he's going to get the job done. And I think that that's great for a backup option for like a bye week. I think if you have like a Jalen Hurts or we had already talked about Baker Mayfield, if one of those guys is on bye and then he steps in, he can probably get you a safe 15 to 18 points at minimum, and with the upside of up to 24 to 27. But he's not going to blow up for 35. He's not, and I don't think he's going to have less than 9 or 10 on any given week. So I think he's just a very consistent option.
I would maybe, as backups, I would look at somebody like, you could look at a CJ Stroud. Backup option could be like a McCarthy because, he has a high risk, high reward mentality, high risk, high reward kind of season because you don't know what you're going to get from him. And you have the best wide receiver in football. And, he's going to use him a lot. So I feel that, J.J. McCarthy could be somebody, who could have like a Jaden Daniels kind of year. He just pop off out of nowhere. Not saying he's going to have 12 wins, but
I don't know about that. I don't think he's
not saying he's going. That's what I'm saying. Not saying he's going to have 12 wins or something like that, but he could pop off and like they already predicted him to get 4,000 yards. So he could really pop off.
Who's ready for my sleeper?
I would say fade Caleb Williams. I would say fade.
I was going to ask you about that.
Cam Ward.
I think he could. I think we were going to find out really early on what we're going to get out of Caleb Williams. I don't think he's going to have one of those midseason adjustments again. I think he's obviously I get a new head coach, but I think just as a pure talent perspective, I think we're going to know what he is early on.
I love Justin Fields to death. I would fade Justin, fade Russ. Definitely, I wouldn't say fade Jordan Love, but I'm not sure.
Dude, I'm fading CJ Stroud. I'm fading CJ Stroud. I'm doing it. I
think he'll have a bounce back year. I just think that he's going to have a bounce back year.
I think my sleeper pick for quarterback is Bryce Young. Listen to me. Before any hate comes my way,
no hate.
Bryce Young has not gotten the opportunity as much as CJ Stroud has. Okay, now he has a chance. With better wide receivers around him, he has a bit of a better O-line around him. Yeah, his coaches believe in him. His teammates believe in him. The fans believe in him.
I got two sleepers.
I think Bryce Young is going to have a great season, a better season stat-wise than CJ Stroud. This is a crazy take for me. I don't usually go out of the ball like this because all the backlash Bryce has been getting for the past 2 years. I think Bryce. I mean, he was picked number 1 for a reason, I think he's gonna break out this year, man. It's only a matter of time. I'm team Bryce all the way. I think Bryce is gonna have a better career. I think he's gonna have a better fantasy career than CJ Stroud, especially this year. We're gonna prove it this year.
And like we're saying, nobody's saying that Bryce Young. Now we're gonna say it. No one's saying that Bryce Young is saying. No one's saying that Bryce Young is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. We're talking about fantasy football.
Fantasy wise, okay, he's not.
No one is saying Bryce Young is a better football quarterback
Yep.
is CJ Stroud. We're talking about
Fantasy wise, I don't know about quarterback yet. He's got.
And I don't think that window's closed either. I think that
Oh, it's
Bryce
not.
Young has time to be better than CJ Stroud. I think it's a matter of just getting them the right pieces and put them in the right situation, whether that's in Carolina or not. I mean, we've seen a lot of people leave Carolina and be better off. So I think it's just a matter of how his career plays out. But I think he's got a solid base, and he sort of started to show that he's got that talent towards the end of last season. Could be an interesting one to watch. But my sleeper, Kyler Murray. We've been waiting for it.
I want him to, bro. I need him.
He was looking really good as a fantasy option in his first few seasons in the league, and it's really dropped off. But I don't think that Trey McBride is going to catch his first touchdown pass in Week 14 this year. I think Marvin Harrison's going to get another year to settle. He looks jacked, by the way. And I think that if they stay healthy and that offensive line helps him out, Paris Johnson take a step this year, I think that could be a really fun offense that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. And, of course, Kyler Murray still has the ability to run with the football, and that could be another thing that could bolster fantasy options as well. I think that he would be a great person to have as backup. I'm also holding on to Cam Moore, dude. Ever since he talked about getting in at 4 a.m. to do a job that he liked because his dad got up at 4 a.m. to do a job he didn't like, that dude is ready. He is ready to go. I don't think that they're going to win 11 games or anything like that this year, but I think they can get 7.
What do you guys think about Sam Darnold? I mean, I know he's not in the Vikings anymore.
I'd fade him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's another questionable one for me.
He's also got options. He's got
a lot of options.
Big Boy. He's got Cooper Kupp when healthy. He's one of the best route runners in the league. He's got great running back to rely on in Kenneth Walker if he can stay healthy. Offensive line, as usual, going to be the question. Tight end.
Do you know who the tight end is? I think
can't think off the top of my head.
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant, yeah.
Oh, geez, he's not bad, but it's in terms of he'll get you your 40 catches for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that's
my sleepers. I actually have 2 of them, but I did want to say fade Brock Purdy this season.
Fade Brock Purdy.
Fade him, yeah. Unless you just throw a bunch of screen. It depends on if Christian McCaffrey is healthy. If Christian McCaffrey is healthy, then I'd say, okay, maybe you could watch him throughout the whole season, but I wouldn't draft him. I'd say just put him on I'd watch him through the waiver wire.
Hey, another quarterback that's always a sleeper is Tua. I don't know what it is, but when he's healthy, he's a great fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, fantasy. Oh, yeah.
But when he gets his head knocked off, then it's like, well.
My 2 sleepers would be my first one is Trevor Lawrence, because now you got the addition of you have a 3 wide receiver core. You have Brian Thomas. Do they still got Christian Kirk?
Yeah, probably.
They got Christian Kirk, and then you got Travis Hunter. And then you got ETN in the backfield. We got 2 backs back there.
They got 4 backs, bro. They got
so it's like I think
ETN.
He's gonna have a lot of chances to throw a lot of 12, 13-yard touchdowns in the red zone. But I also would like to say Drake May might be somebody good to look at. He got a number 1 option now.
Dude, a lot of people are saying
actually he got 2 of them. He got Stephon Diggs. He got Keenan Bourne. I think it was Kendrick. That's it. Bourne. He got Bourne out there, and then he got a tight end as well.
A lot of people are putting Patriots in the wild card discussions. I don't know if I believe that yet.
Oh no, in the AFC, I don't think
a lot of that is very defensive focused.
Right. Well, a lot of it's Drake May focused. People think that Drake May is going to have this crazy sophomore year because he had a good rookie year. I mean,
Drake May is actually trending. He's actually trending on fantasy right now.
That's what I'm seeing. I told you. I don't know what it is. But it's really confusing me recently.
It's because they got Stephon Diggs, and then Bourne he already had a successful year with Bourne and Hunter Henry. Now you got a back there. He has a back too. It's like.
And here,
ECL.
Drake May is going to be a valuable.
And then Mike Vrabel. Who's going to get the best out of him?
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's a great coach. It's just the fact that we've never seen him succeed like to the highest of standards. Yeah, he got a 1 seed with the Titans, which is great, but can get past the divisional round against Joe Burrow. I mean, it was a rough game against Joe Burrow.
Well, he plays in the AFC North, I think. So that's. At what the best team in the AFC North is who? The
Ravens.
Wait, no, he's not in the AFC. He's in the
AFC East. You mean?
I mean, yeah, he's in the East. The best team is obviously the Bills. He's not going to beat them. So, who are the other 2? the Dolphins,
Dolphins
the
and
Jets.
Yeah. I mean, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins are great.
They just
have no defense.
They don't function without Tua. It's weird.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't. You don't know if he's gonna stay healthy. So
I think the Dolphins could be fourth in that
you
division
could
this
end
year.
up seeing that the Patriots could make a run because the Jets don't scare you. Obviously, the Jets are improved, but they don't scare you.
I don't scare you at all.
They don't.
I think they could
all.
sneak out a wild card.
The Jets.
I think if they figure it out at quarterback, I think they can sneak out a wild card.
Well, it depends all on Justin Fields. If Justin Fields plays like he did in Pittsburgh, there's a chance because he found a way to win games. But if he takes a back step, and he just looks like he was with anything with the Bears, they're not going to make him up. They're going to have like a number 2 pick.
They still have Garrett Wilson. They still have Breece Hall. They got defense locked down.
Breece Hall hasn't seen the gap.
He got to get them the ball though.
Breece Hall.
Justin. I'm rooting for Justin. I mean, I'm you. Nobody, everybody on this podcast know I'm the biggest Justin Fields fan. No, hands down. I want him to succeed a lot, but I have to call a spade for what it is. Like I seen it with Pittsburgh. I thought that was going to be, he had Pickens, he had Freiermuth, he had a couple wide receivers, and then he had 2 backs. And they won games. They were like 6-4, 4-2, I think, with him, which is beautiful. But now you're with a team that defense last year let them down, and now you gotta create.
Yeah. All right. Well, now just so that I can catch up, I know that you have done a couple other position groups. Can you just give me a quick rundown of who everybody said they're sleeping on or who they really like, and I can just kind of react to it?
Let me think. For like, what'd you guys do on Thursday last week, Jalen?
Last week we did running backs.
Well, I'll tell you the wide receivers I liked. I liked McMillan on the Panthers. Who else did I like? Dude, hold on, I gotta look now.
Azir might just be a Panthers fan this year.
Dude,
the running backs I said were good options to look at would be like James Cook was going to be there.
That's a good one.
James Conner. Every single year everybody said fade James Conner, fade him. He always produces in fantasy every season. Every season he always produces. He always has near 1,000 yards. Every year he's a 1,000-yard rusher every year.
I'm nervous about James Cook just because I know he's doing the little hold-in thing and he's having a couple of other situations flare up.
He's good. He's fine.
Yeah, but he's going to be behind. I think he's going to have a slow start.
I don't think so. Josh Allen is not because
this is someone who drafted James Cook.
I had both of them last year, and it was just like clockwork every single time. Screen pass, touchdown. Screen pass, touchdown.
Well, is he going to be able to get that as often this year, you think? You think that James
Cook has because he's not going to have too many options in the wide receiving game. I mean, he got Amari. What does he still have? Amari Cooper there?
I hope not. I don't think so.
I think he got Khalil Shaheed.
He has Shakir, yeah. He got
Shakir, and he got Keon Coleman. So he got 2 good wide receivers, but he needs that number 1 option. He doesn't have a true number 1 option.
That's the only reason he won MVP last year because he didn't have a number 1 option.
I feel like any good defense is just going to shut down James Cook, and then he's going to be forced to throw. And Josh Allen's obviously going to figure it out because he's Josh Allen. But I think his top weapon is James Cook, and I feel like that's going to draw more eyes on him.
I say another sleeper one could be Nick Chubb. Sleeping.
Good one. That's a knockout one right there, dude.
Nick Chubb would be a sleeping pick because no one has him in fantasy at all. And he's going to end up going undrafted from a lot of teams. And I'm going to watch the devil out of him. Because when he is healthy and he's playing, Joe Mixon, you better get it together because if not, you are replaced.
I agree.
If you don't got it together, you are replaced. They're going to start doing 2 back sets. So
for the wideouts, quick, I think Tyreek Hill is being extremely slept on for some reason. I know Jalen said Drake London was one that he wanted to look out for.
Yeah, Drake
London looks nasty.
And Lad McConkey, yeah.
Lad McConkey, obviously. Garrett Wilson was one of the guys I really liked. I told everybody to steer away from Mike Evans because although he's still great, he's also kind of just old. And I don't know. I just feel like that hammy's just gonna bother him again. I don't know. I feel like it is. And Terry McLaurin, I say keep an eye on because I know he's not gonna leave. I think he's gonna get paid.
And Adam Thielen's gonna be a good pick too.
If Washington knows what's good for them, they're going to give that guy what he wants because the team that they have right now could make a run at a title game.
They're going to give him what he wants. This is just a playout game. He's trying to get all the money he can. So
another one I said to go for, a sleeper one, is Zay Flowers. I think he's going to have a crazy. I don't know what it is. He's been looking good in training camp and preseason. He looks crazy good. So Zay Flowers is one. DK Metcalf I thought was a sleeper one. I don't think he's gonna be like extremely great, but I think he's gonna be like pretty productive. I told people to steer away from Cortland Sutton because I just don't think they're gonna be pass centric. I don't believe the Broncos are gonna do that this year.
I told people to get Sutton.
Yeah, I was kind of on the steer away side, and then Jacoby Myers was one. I think Jacoby Myers is a crazy sleep pick. And I think Chris said Rome Odunze.
No.
Chris Godwin's pretty good.
DJ Moore is going to vulture, and Luther Burden is going to vulture.
I would say Jordan Addison, but I'm pretty sure he's suspended for like 3 games to start the season or something like that. So like probably not. But yeah.
Think about DeAndre Swift too.
As y'all head out to y'all next topic, I gotta get out of here. So Nazir is going to take over the rest of the show. They're going to talk about what they want to talk about. So now it's the Nazir and Drew Best show.
All right, sounds good.
I have a fun doctor's appointment.
I'll try.
All right, man. Listen, those are the wide receivers. What are your reactions to those? Do you have any reaction at all? Or do you want to move on?
I mean, I guess it's obviously. I think there's a lot of things to consider. I think that another one to bring up is I don't think you draft a Packers wide receiver until you have your entire lineup put together because it could be any one of those 6 guys. Matthew Golden.
You're not sure?
I'll be perfectly honest. He looks like a great talent at wide receiver. But it does not seem like he has. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's the sharpest tool in the box off the field.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
I see. It's the go Green Bay instead of go Pack Go. It's the.
Oh, come on.
It's more than that. There's just been interviews where it's like he just seemed clueless about certain things. And I need to see what he's going to be like on the field for real before I really lock in on him. And I know that there's a reason they picked up on him. And I trust what they've done with wide receivers in the past. And I really think that he has a good chance to be their wide receiver 1 this year, but I'm not sold yet. And I need a little bit more time with him. I like the energy he brings. I love the moment when he gets drafted, but I still need a little bit more time with Matthew Golden. I'm still a Jaden Reed believer when he gets healthy. I'm still a Romeo Dobbs believer when he gets healthy. I still think our best deep threat's Christian Watson. So where does that leave Matthew Golden?
I think
that right now puts him at like 3rd, and I think he at max is 3rd in targets this year, 2nd or 3rd.
That's not bad though. I think Golden's better than Watson at this point because I know Watson's probably at full health almost right now because of the ACL. So he'll be back maybe week 4, maybe week 5, hopefully. But I don't know, dude. I think Golden's the bona fide number 1 right now. I know Jaden Reed's going to be injured. I don't know what the hell is wrong with his foot. Romeo Dobbs, I've never been sold on him. I'm not gonna lie. Another sleeper. I'm a Wicks guy. That's Tavian Wicks. I think he's a good wide receiver. I don't know if he's gonna play that much for you guys. I hope he does because I don't know why. Every time I watch a Packer game, he's always playing pretty damn good. So
he's always getting open, but he's the biggest thing is he's just got to get his hands on the ball, and that's the thing with pretty much every single Packer wide receiver right now. And that's where one spot where you can say Matthew Golden has stood out is he is holding on to the ball, and he's still a great route runner, making plays. We've seen a lot of really fun stuff out of training camp out of him. So I think from a pure talent perspective, I think he could easily be the best wide receiver out of this group when his career is all said and done. I just need a little bit more time with them to adjust. And maybe I'm being a little too hard on him. Maybe it's too early on to be talking about sharpest tool in the box, all that stuff. He could be a really smart player and he could figure that offense out and give them a jump at wide receiver that they haven't had since Devontae potentially.
So what I'm hearing, do you think Golden is close to being wide receiver 1 or no?
I think that it'll be one of those situations where he comes on later in the year, and then he's going to be outright the number 1 next year. That's where I could see it.
Well,
PR trade.
Listen, I respect that opinion. I just think he's number one right now. I think he has to be because of all the hype that is put around him. The wide receiver room is very competitive, but that also is up to the quarterback, Jordan Love. We gotta mention that as well. Jordan Love, he has to put the ball in their hands. He can't have. Do you think this is a big thing right here? Okay, there's a guy at ESPN Milwaukee. Shout out Kyle Wallace. He's a great guy.
Love Kyle Wallace.
He told everyone yesterday or 2 days ago that Jordan Love is injury prone. I want to hit on that before I move on to the next topic because it's still around the quarterback kind of talk we're going to have a little bit. But do you think Jordan Love is injury prone? People were like bashing him, like he was getting numbers. Don't get me wrong, but negative numbers. People are dragging him on Instagram saying horrible take, horrible, just all this negative stuff about this take. But I see what he's trying to say. The last 2 years, Jordan Love has been kind of banged up. I know the O-line hasn't been the greatest when it comes to protecting him in these instances, but can we really dismiss the fact that he's been injury prone and the season hasn't even started and he's already injured, getting surgery on a finger? I mean, is it that crazy to say? Am I wrong for that?
I think just in general, everybody who plays the game of football is injury prone just because of the actual need to put your body through some of the craziest workouts and to be able to sustain hits like they do at the speeds that they're moving, at the body types that they have, because there are now 250-pound linebackers that can run 4.4s, and that's scary, and that's even different from 15 years ago. And I think obviously it's concerning that Jordan Love hasn't been able to consistently be healthy, but I don't think it's on him. I don't think it's anything that he's doing. And the surgery on the finger is going to be on his non-throwing hand. So I think it's just a matter of just trying to reduce stress and have one less thing to worry about. I don't think that's going to affect his overall performance. Otherwise, I mean, he's bounced back. Obviously, he had quite the offseason. He obviously has had his his engagement rather with his now fiance, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. It's a busy off season. He's entering year 3 as a starter, so this is really, I think this could be a make or break year for him. I think that obviously he's already signed a pretty big deal with the Packers, and I think we're going to start finding out this season if it was worth it or not. And I think a lot of people are still going to hold him to the standard of you had Rodgers before you had Favre before that, and I think that a lot of people are going to be disappointed because he's not them. But I think that you also have to give him credit because he's still going to end up being a top at least 15 quarterback in the league.
Now, speaking of breakout season, or if it's going to be worth it,